Welcome to The Escape with Nick and Adam, where we talk about entertainment, sci-fi, comic books, action figures, pop culture, and everything nerdy. My name is Nick.
And somewhere in the multiverse, there's no Disney World or Disneyland, but there's Looney Tunes World and Looney Tunes Land. And I'm Adam.
And we welcome back Jay. Thanks, Jay.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Glad to see you, man.
Glad to be here with you guys. It's fun.
So, well, we had things we were talking about, and then some things just kind of fall out of the sky because it's hard enough to put together like a weekly show, and God bless the YouTubers that can do like a daily show where they just go and stream and talk. Not my thing. Not something I can do. Like actually need stuff to talk about. And we had one of those kind of drop in our laps just a few hours ago. So let's get into see what happened. So Mr. Ryan Reynolds dropped a little bit of a video here. So let's see what it says.
Empty up here and terrifying. But we did have one idea. Hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time?
Yeah, sure, Ryan.
So
it's the first time I've seen that.
That's cool.
So Ryan Reynolds essentially dropped, and no rumors, there's a little bit of rumors, but nothing behind this. Deadpool 3 and Hugh Jackman will be back as Wolverine, guys. What do you think?
I'm in.
Jay, I know you had your. See, here's the problem when we're before the show, like we just get on and we start bullshitting, and we're just like, this is stuff that we should be talking about. So this is something that we did talk about. Jay, what are some of your concerns? You mentioned you had a couple of concerns. What are they?
Well, seeing that now my concerns just kind of almost went out the window because that was just cool as hell.
But one of the best, and that like completely like mic drop. We're like, yeah, this is happening. This is happening.
Oh yeah, that was fucking great. No, like my thing is I kind of, it's almost like what Marvel's doing, bringing back Wesley Snipes' Blade. I'm not really digging bringing back Hugh Jackman. I love him as Wolverine. Don't get me wrong, but I would like to see either their new male Wolverine or X-23. I guess kind of let's move on because we know we're going to get more Deadpool movies with Ryan Reynolds. So I kind of want to see that too. I'd like to see who he's going to, I'd like to see who he, how good he does with someone else too.
The cool thing though with Deadpool is that we can still get that new Wolverine later and still have the same Ryan Reynolds Deadpool because remember he's like Charles Xavier, which one, Stewart or McAvoy?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So at least it's in a Deadpool movie and not like in an X-Men movie for the MCU.
Well, and one of the things I
agree with, just real quick, sorry Nick, because I agree. I want to see the toys come out of the new toy box.
Sure.
Yeah.
But this just, it convinces me that Marvel has no idea what to do with Wolverine moving forward. So and Ryan Reynolds like, hey, if I can get Hugh Jackman in to do Deadpool 3, is that okay? Sure. Because we're not doing anything with Wolverine right now moving forward. We don't have any like real plans for the X-Men. We don't have any plans for one of the most popular characters in the Marvel, not just comic book universe, but cinematic universes as well. Why would we? Why would we have any plans for one of our most prized, IPs?
Well, I mean, they don't have to ask; they own it.
Well, that's the thing, but it just proves that, Kevin Feige and them had no plan moving forward.
No, I agree with this. Or there was an undercover fight that we don't know about under the script. Now, I'm totally interjecting rumor here, but think of it this way. The merger happens. Deadpool 3 probably already had a working script, maybe, that they needed Jackman for. Because I'm just putting it out there. And then, then the merger happens. It fucks everything up, but they want to go forward with a Deadpool movie. Maybe Ryan Reynolds dug his heels in.
Let's be honest. As soon as the merger happened with Disney, I think everybody said, well, no more Deadpool, right?
Well, that's my concern now.
So
What
this
kind of
is fine.
Deadpool movie will this be?
There is always that, but also there is a shift happening in Disney where they're not the family friendly place anymore. Like there's rumors on Comfish TV earlier that they're thinking about bringing gambling to some of the parks, some of the hotels, and all that. So they're not Disney anymore.
Oh my God, they're hurting that bad for money.
No, they're not hurting that bad for money. This is all the grand design of one Thomas Wayne, aka Batman. Because what happened to Gotham City after his kid died? Fucking gambling everywhere.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah. So Thomas Wayne just came over from the Flashpoint universe and just like, shit, I'll run this thing. That's fine.
Did they have that in the movie, the Flashpoint movie, or was it just in the comic where he's taking Barry Allen somewhere? Like, so this is your bat plane, and it's like a luxury airliner. He's like, I have to smuggle certain people into the city who can bet and gamble money. I don't have the luxury to fly around. What do you want? He's like, Bruce is just way cooler. I'm just saying. And he says that to him too. He's to the effect. Paraphrasing it, but to the effect, it's like, well, I'm just saying Bruce is way cooler.
Yeah, like he is like the Biff from Back to the Future 2, where it just turns into this giant neon,
Right.
Vegas, but it's entire city. But yeah, so I think they said they announced what was it? I think the fall of 24 is when Deadpool 3 is supposed to happen. So yeah, obviously this is something that's been happening behind the scenes for a long time. I know there's been rumors that that Ryan Reynolds been trying to get this done for a while, and it looks like finally got the okay where, hey, had to be the selling point. Be like, hey, I'll get Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine for a movie, and we'll make $1 billion. Okay, let's do that.
But they haven't made a bad Deadpool movie yet, though. I don't think so.
No, I know a lot of people didn't like Deadpool as much, but I like Deadpool 2 more than the first Deadpool. I'm probably in the small boat on that one, but
I like them both. I mean, I thought they were both good. So, I think Ryan Reynolds is. I can't picture anybody else as Deadpool. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Yeah, but also Ryan Reynolds is getting to that Rock territory where I'm like, it's just Ryan Reynolds now in every single role.
Yeah.
Basically, since Blade Trinity, I'm like, I don't think you've actually acted for the last 15 years. But
no, it's just been nothing but one-liners and smart-ass comments.
Yeah, he's just a smart ass, and we need a smart ass. Ryan Reynolds. All right,
he'll do it.
Yeah, we need a good-looking smart ass. Ryan Reynolds. All right, cool. But yeah, at least Ryan Reynolds has a character that people want to see. Speaking of The Rock, so the rumor has it that Black Adam is testing as low as Batgirl right now, and I know there's been a bevy of reshoots and everything, and trying to get Ben Affleck back as Batman, and rumors that Henry Cavill is going to be snuck in at the end of the movie. What do you guys think of that?
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
All right. So what do I? Well, I think Henry Cavill is not. If he's in this movie, it's not an accident. That's just because they're boys, and they've been trying to. And the Rock's been trying to pull this off for years. The Rock's manager and Henry Cavill's manager, the same person. The Rock's ex-wife. Now, well, I don't have any feeling about that. I hope it happens because I want to see Henry Cavill back as Superman, and I want a Man of Steel too. How do I feel about the movie not testing well? That's a little scary because The Flash was testing fucking fantastic and great, and everybody is loving that movie. And well, we all know we have problems with that one, and we have Black Adam. We got The Rock over.
We have one problem with that movie so far, and his name.
It's the main character.
Their name is Ezra Miller.
But the thing is now you got The Rock here, and he's not any of that kind of bad controversy. And so my concern is that, you know, we're just flip-flopped here. We're flip-flopping problems without a voice in it. You know, we got a shitty movie with an actor you can stand by, and a great movie with an actor you can't stand by, and it looks like it's a big mess. And can it be fixed? I don't know, because we're pretty deep into this now. I mean,
oh, it's happening. It's coming out in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And this is the push. This is supposed to be the springboard for the DCE moving forward. It cannot fail.
Yes, it can. It can be good. It can be an awesome movie, and it can fail. It can fail financially. And you know what? It can be an awesome fucking movie, just like Man of Steel was an awesome fucking movie. But apparently, the world had their head so far up their ass, they couldn't see the screen when that movie came out.
Yeah. Over one thing in that movie, too. Literally the end. It's like, come on, really?
Breaking his neck. What other choice did he have?
Yeah. He had none. Can't knock him out.
No, and it was a serious situation. It was, I don't know.
Well, let's be honest. It was a real world situation, in a comic book movie. Everybody wanted the comic book outcome, or I was like, no, that was in that scenario. That was the correct choice.
Yeah, Superman would never kill Zod. Well, what do you think happened in both cuts of Superman 2 when Zod fell off the cliff without his powers?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I'm pretty sure at the bottom of that ice castle there, we got a fucking street pizza version of Zod, Ursa, and Non. You're a real pain in the neck.
Yeah, you even had Lois kill somebody. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that much authority when it comes to the comic book movies, but I did not have nearly the amount of issue that a lot of people had with that movie. But getting back to Black Adam, this movie has to succeed. And Adam, I know exactly what you're talking about, because I think everybody agrees that the new Suicide Squad movie is the better movie, but it technically failed financially.
Correct.
Correct. And that's one of those movies where I think all comic book fans, everybody's like, how did this movie fail? It's a superior movie to the original, but also it gets back to the original thing of like, no one knows who Black Adam is. The only way this movie's gonna be successful, it's based off The Rock, and then hopefully it creates enough buzz from word of mouth that it'll, everybody wants that. Now everybody's trying to go after what Maverick did, right? Everybody wants that movie just traveled by word of mouth. That movie,
was a great movie though.
Yeah, it was a freaking awesome movie. But also, because I remember after I saw it, Jay, I told you, I was like, everybody has to go see this movie. Go see that on the biggest screen. You have to see it.
Top Gun,
word of mouth,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking the movie about Mel Gibson.
No, not
what?
that. Not
what?
Not the Western.
I mean, it was good.
The Western from the 90s.
Oh, I know. I love that one.
I was like, that movie's also great. But either way, you can go watch both. You'll thank me later.
You guys are just like, yeah, Maverick's so great. I was like, I mean, it was good.
And I was like, I was like, yeah, he's like, I assume we're talking about Mel Gibson. So, from the mid 90s, it's cool. But anyway, Adam, and once again, things we were talking about earlier, this movie has to succeed. And why does it have to succeed? Because David Zaslav gave the stamp of approval.
Yep, no problem. No, it's the spring. Yeah, Zaslav gave this one the stamp of approval, and they believe in this project.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody's saying, hey, everybody's pissed you cut Batgirl. Not everybody, just the people who actually realized that was a piece of crap. And it's a TV movie. But everybody was upset because of Batgirl, and that was very cuttable. That turned into a write-up. But this has the stamp of approval from Zaslav, basically saying, yeah, this is good enough. But also, there was also the other thing that was coming out that got kicked down the road again was Aquaman 2, because that wasn't up to snuff either. So these movies that are coming out are eventually going to be, hey, this is if this is what you're considering good moving forward, we might have an issue. I'm speaking from the fans about as to what if this is the stamp of approval from Zaslav and Black Adam is just categorically bad, then how can we trust this guy moving forward with the DCEU?
David Zaslav?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they need to still hire somebody in that position, though. We still have yet to hear of a DC czar, so to speak. But I mean, you're not going to be David Zaslav, or even like you could pick whatever president you'd like. I don't mean this politically. I'm just pulling this out of air. The president of the United States, I think if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson stands up and says, "Nah, I don't care who the fuck you are. This movie's going out," I think you say, "Yes, sir." Well, I mean, just because of the sheer money he brings in, just for being who he is.
He knows he's got the cachet to say that. Not very few actors do, but also he has his own production company, so he can kind of say, "Yeah, well, if you're not going to make it, I'll go make it with someone else." But if it's just categorically a bad movie, if it's a bad movie and it does not make money, like that's going to be a big black eye for Zaslav moving forward.
That's going to be a big black eye for all of us DC fans.
Oh, trust me, I'd say we look like Leslie Grace in her training videos here.
Oh, there's a town in Michigan, real big city called Detroit. They got this football team.
Hey,
and that's how I feel about being a DC movie fan sometimes.
All right, okay, uncalled for.
Oh, come on, I wasn't ripping on the Lions.
I'm sorry. Was that positive talk?
It was, to a certain extent. Listen, I'm sticking with it. I'm just saying. Do I think Black Adam's taking us to the Super Bowl? Probably not.
Probably not. But it needs to be a springboard at least to get people back into it. But also, I think it's a bad springboard. The end.
I think a lot of right now what they're doing is they're shooting themselves in the foot, because you get all this coming out that, oh yeah, we're bringing Henry Cavill back, and we're trying to get a lot of these people back. They're going to make appearances in the movie, and then you get all these bad reviews about the movie. It's like it just seems to me like they're trying to save the movie with like Henry Cavill and old cast because they know it's a flop. It's like, what? Why? It's like, why are you doing that to yourselves right now? None of this should be public. Okay. If you think it's a bad movie, don't.
Well, I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
But then there's the other side of it. There's the other side of the coin too. Is there a plan for another Justice League movie? If that's the case, then we're hearing about Cavill at the end of, or at some point in Black Adam, we're hearing about Batfleck back in The Flash, and we're hearing about Gal Gadot back in as Wonder Woman in Shazam. I mean, you're springboarding the rest of the DC universe off of these next three movies, and you're also including the Trinity in DC as your end credit scenes. Now, an end credit scene in Marvel, the original MCU, meant you're getting a Thor movie. It also meant you're getting a Captain America movie. Oh, time for Avengers. So if you're not going to have an end credit scene that's not going to lead somewhere, you don't have a plan to it, then really don't put that in there.
Right. No, I agree. But yeah, it almost seems like they're not leading towards that. They're more leading towards, okay, we're just trying to save this thing. At least to me, it does.
Yeah. Well, okay, I've heard of Blue Beetle and Booster Gold movie, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Blue Beetle show or movie is still moving forward.
Okay.
I don't know if Booster Gold's in it, but I just know Blue Beetle's in it.
Okay, so we got Blue Beetle, and that's it, right? Other than
we've
the
seen
other
some
two?
screenshots from that, and it's the kid from Cobra Kai. He looks great.
Yeah.
So is it Jaime or is it Ted Cord? Okay, never mind. There's two different Blue Beetles. One, there's Jaime, the young guy who has the alien scarab attack to his spine, and then there's the Blue Beetle we would all have like grown up on, Ted Cord, who doesn't have any special gifts.
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
guess
it's the
whichever one's
first.
Mexican.
That would be Jaime.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
So, well, Adam, have you seen Cobra Kai?
Oh no, I have not seen Cobra Kai.
All right, so you don't know who we're talking about because he's a Mexican kid. So
Yeah.
Now I want to see a picture of him if he's going to play the Blue Beetle.
all right, hold on.
Yeah, there was a couple. I know there was a couple leaked photos out there.
I think we had some on our Instagram.
He tussled with Damian Wayne. It didn't go well. But it was Damian Wayne's. Like, he was running his mouth. Damian Wayne still kicked his ass and almost killed him. They had to pull him off of him.
I still like the Damian Wayne storyline. I think it's
I love Damian Wayne. He's very quickly turned into one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, now they're destroying Tim Drake.
Yeah. DC, the DC comics, they have been freaking stepping in it lately, and it's been no, not good. Pissing off a lot of people.
I watched your Critically Thinking guy today, Nick, and he was talking about this first issue of Tim Drake, Robin, and his his relationship with this guy Bernard, and how they show Stephanie Brown coming in saying, "Oh, this is the happiest day of my life." Like, that was like a punch in the gut to like every Tim Drake fan, because if you're a Tim Drake fan, especially coming up, like, your fake girlfriend was Stephanie Brown. That was your fake girlfriend kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I don't know. They've just twisted that character around so much.
Not just that character. I mean, so many of the DC characters where, it's. I once again, speaking of thinking critical, Wes says he's like, I have gay fatigue from all the stuff that DC's doing to their characters. Like, that's how much they've done. Where he's like, please just stop doing things.
Okay, yeah, and then he made a good point too. He says, what DC fan is going to be coming in to see where this relationship between Tim and Bernard is going? Like, he touched on something even bigger there. I've never met another comic book fan who has ever been reading a comic book and said, boy, I really hope that Julie and Bruce decide to tie the knot this week and Bruce can figure out how to be Batman at the same time. Nobody gives a fuck about romance in comics.
No.
Unless you're specifically reading a romance comic, and your fucking main characters should probably not be out saving people if they're too drunk on love in the head. Just saying.
No, I have never given two bleeps about the personal life of my comic book characters. I don't care. That does nothing for me story-wise. Actually, I extremely dislike it because it gets in the way of the action.
This looks good, though. This looks really good.
No, so these are from a few months ago, and I mean, I think the costume looks freaking spot on. So, yeah. So these are from 17 weeks ago. So, but yeah. So
breaking news.
So
that's cool, but I'm kind of bummed about it.
Yeah,
only because I don't know that guy.
He's a good actor. He's a good young actor. He does a really good job on Cobra Kai. Go watch Cobra Kai. I have not seen the latest season, but I have heard nothing.
Oh, it's good.
So
I actually,
but that's also one of those shows where they can stop anytime before it gets too ridiculous. I was like, I'm okay if it just, hey, this is the last season, guys. I think they announced they're gonna do like one more season. And I was like, okay. I mean, the first few seasons, okay, but we're in seasons 5 and let's.
Yeah, but I'd say I love it. They keep introducing all the old characters. They bring them all in. Like, they bring another one in this season.
Yeah,
I know you haven't seen it, but I don't want to spoil it. But yeah,
it's been out for a few weeks. It's been out for a few weeks. No spoilers. No, you can give all the spoilers. I think I don't know if we should make it a show rule or not, but if something's been out for a few weeks, like the, sorry if you get spoiled, but also not sorry. So you've had your chance.
Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, since I know you haven't seen it, so that's why I say. I loved it though. It was a good season.
So, but like I said, I just hate when things go too long, and they, I just want it to be remembered as being good. That's what I want. I just hate when things go too long, and I'm like, yeah.
I want my Smallville season 11 through 20.
You have fun with that.
He was Superman for 2 minutes in 10 years. You understand that? Do you understand how that feels? Yet,
that seems like you watched the show for 10 seasons too long. Then.
Yo, but I will say this though, it was executed very well. He was actually supposed to be Superman for like the last half hour, and Tom Welling was like, no, that's not what we're doing. And then you watch it, and it's like, yes, that's a better idea. Still taking my ball and I'm going home.
All right. So we had some news recently about the latest movie coming out for Marvel, Wakanda Forever. It has a run. What's that?
Are they canceling this movie?
No.
Oh, okay. I heard a rumor. My bad. Or I misread something.
No, it's got a runtime of 2 hours and 41 minutes.
Oh boy.
So let's see here. So let's just go over some of the things that they have to announce. So obviously they have to do with the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman, which they do address. But also they don't have a traditional Black Panther, I should say a male Black Panther in this movie so far that I've heard. They introduced Riri Williams as the next Ironheart. They introduced Namor, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Are they? And I think this is one of the issues that Love and Thunder had, where they just tried to do far too many storylines in one movie, and it just became a convoluted mess.
No, Love and Thunder was not. Love and Thunder, the problem with that was it was fucking turned into a Three Stooges fucking Abbott and Costello, who's on first bullshit movie. That's the problem with it.
Why did they turn Thor into Ghostbusters Chris Hemsworth?
Because he's just a stupid man, Jay.
No, he's not.
If you weren't just a stupid man, you'd know that.
God, that just killed me. And Adam and I were talking about it earlier on the phone. I'm like,
he didn't know.
I did. I haven't made it past 26 minutes into the movie, so I didn't see it. But I heard about the whole Mjolnir Stormbreaker, freaking treating them like their girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, kind of thing. Holy Jesus! There's no way I'm ever watching the rest of this fucking movie, ever.
Hey, we watch it. You have to watch it.
No. I'm not putting myself through it.
No. That's good. And I'm sorry, guys, at home if I sound like I got upset. You know what? You could have handled those storylines, though, in Thor Love and Thunder and in Thor Ragnarok with taste, and you didn't. And that's what made me mad about that. What are we even talking about?
But anyway, so do you think they're trying to fit do you think they're trying to fit too many storylines into one movie? Again.
Yeah.
And instead of making what should be a very nice tribute essentially to Chadwick Boseman and the Black Panther character, they're just going to cram so much stuff on it where I think ultimately the message is going to get lost.
I think that's what happens in a lot of these. Sorry.
No, I think you're saying the same thing that I am. I think you said it right there with the message getting lost. I think after you get through Avengers Endgame and then Spider-Man No Way Home, you get from those two movies, I think we're done. I think we've said all we can say without losing the message, and it's just they've lost the message now.
Yeah, it just becomes so convoluted, and they're trying to push so many different things that it's just like, what am I watching now?
Well, and also, I mean, we can get into it with introducing one of the more popular, almost original Marvel characters in Namor, finally getting introduced, but he is not the Namor that I think a lot of people know.
So I don't know. Like I said to you earlier, Namor being a mutant rings a bell to me.
Right.
Is Namor a mutant?
Oh, he is now, but I had to Google like when did they change that, and I think it said that they changed it up in like 2012 or something officially. Because growing up, I was like, Namor was just an Atlantean who was a badass, and also like you couldn't trust him basically because he was always more concerned about doing right by his people and not giving a crap about what the most rest of that Marvel universe cared about.
You know what? They've hinted at basically what they're saying in this fingerlicking.myth.com. According to the Techno Hirota, his Namor is indeed a mutant with only light references before to being a mutant. This makes Namor one of the very first characters to appear mutant in the MCU. So, like, are they trying to say that because Namor was created before everybody else and just happens to be a mutant, that he's a mutant? That's kind of lame.
Yeah, basically.
That's I don't know. Looking at Namor, even I don't like how he looks. Even
no,
it's like they don't even make him look like the comics.
No, he's an Atlantean. He's from Atlantis. He's essentially the Aquaman. Whatever you can say, whoever you want to argue came first, whatever, the Aquaman or Namor. But either way, they were both from Atlantis, and they were both very on, Aquaman, depending on how cool you think Aquaman is. But everybody always thought Namor he was always just been, a force to be reckoned with in the MCU or just the Marvel comic books in general.
Yeah, he had a strong power level on the back of those cards. I remember that.
Yeah.
He's always been someone like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I always remember him being one of the. Yeah, you don't mess with Namor, but growing up, I didn't remember him, being referenced as a mutant. I'd say maybe, and I know like since then, like especially in the last few years, he's been on the X-Men and been this, and they've really leaned into the whole him being a mutant thing. But that's not anything I attribute to the character before kind of reading the article. And kind of like you, Adam, I had to go Google it. I was like, when did that happen?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just remember comic books being just a simpler formula. You could do anything you wanted in them. Basically, at the end of the day, you had to have some stakes, not like eating steaks, but you'd save some people and good versus evil. Not who are we having dinner with tonight?
Well, I just remember, in the Marvel universe, comic book universe, you had Fantastic Four, you had your Avengers, and you had your X-Men. But it seems like they've bled the X-Men into like every facet of something now. So now that Namor's half Atlantean, half human, now half mutant, it's just like, okay, like what what are we doing?
You know what I've noticed, that like the normie people who like these as sci-fi movies and they don't read the comics, and they're like, I don't need to read the comics, I like this. Like, they don't accept that how many people actually are Avengers. Like, I'll start talking about eventually there'll be an East Coast and a West Coast Avengers. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Wolverine's one of the Avengers. They're like, no, Wolverine's one of the X-Men. I'm like, well, no, Wolverine's one of Alpha Flight, the Avengers, X-Men, Excalibur. Right. And they're like, no, Wolverine's one of the X-Men, Adam. Like I don't know what I'm talking about here. Right? But they don't like that perception. So that's like a thing. It's like the whole point is to like get the general audience in here past us, the 1%, right? And have them have a good movie going experience. But now you're just putting too many cooks in the kitchen, like even imaginary cooks in the kitchen. Like a character like Namor, it can be considered an imaginary cook because you never really cracked the code on how to make them popular in the first place in pop culture. Now you're just going to put them into a movie and hope that the lexicon of people out there knows what to do with them. I don't think that that's responsible.
Well, that's the thing. I think only the real comic book fans even know who Namor is.
Right.
So you had, oh, hey, we're going to introduce Namor, and then you're like, here he is, and we're like, that ain't Namor.
Right.
That's not the Namor that. Here, let me go grab all the comic books that you've ever made. He doesn't look like that, guys.
Although, do you remember seeing Jason Momoa as Aquaman for the first time when those pictures were released, the Unite the Seven from when?
Oh my
Zack
God!
Snyder,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, okay, good. He's presentable.
Yeah. Yeah, like, we don't need the blonde-haired, orange-suited, guy. But even though they did work that into the movie, which I think, hey, that was here you go, fans. Here there. This one's
that's
for
what
you.
he looks like, to be fair.
Right.
But we were all afraid we were going to get Aquaman from Robot Chicken. And when we saw Momoa, we're like, okay.
Like that. Well, I think you're right. All the fans went, yeah, that'll work. We can work with that.
Yeah. Momoa did look badass though in his classic. Like when they put Momoa in that.
Oh yeah, he looked good. I like that.
I've been thinking about ripping that one's head off and putting the Momoa head on it.
Yeah. I thought the same thing as soon as that one came out. I was like, Momoa head would go on that very nicely. But, shit, what was I talking about? I don't remember. But anyway, one thing, who has watched Andor? Anybody watch Andor yet?
Yeah, I watched the first 3 episodes.
Did you get them? Okay. Adam, I know you said you watched one. Did you get a chance to watch any more?
I didn't. And I'm going to watch Quantum Leap first, but I don't know what I'm going to pick up after that.
Yeah. So, yeah, so we'll get into a little bit spoilers. So, Jay, what you think of the first 3 episodes?
It's not bad. It's they're trying their best to make it dark and gritty like Rogue One was. So I understand that. I'm just more or less kind of confused as where in the hell's it going? I mean, they make it very clear you can't trust him. He will stab you in the back and he will kill people. But what's it for? It's I know we know the end game here where it ends in Rogue One. But it's just kind of more or less I'm confused on why he does what he does. I mean, there's a lot of flashbacks in there that he grew up on like a planet of Lord of the Flies, for crying out loud. It's like
he grew up on indigenous, tribal planets. Be like, oh, that's a stretch for our brown skin character there. That's quite the stretch, guys.
Yeah, it's like and how does that play into his character?
That's almost as clever as having a black elf in Rings of Power and putting them in chains and having the orcs be very, very pale skinned orcs that are. I was like, what the hell are we doing, guys? Like, it's freaking science fiction. Why can't he come from like a planet that's full of technology and shit? No, he has to use blow darts in the jungle. Yeah. I'm like, for F's sakes, guys, like. Hey, we got people of color, we got diversity. What are we gonna do? We're gonna make them jungle people. For F's sakes, guys, come on.
So wait a minute, which character are we talking about here?
Andor.
The main
I thought
guy.
Andor was a white guy.
No, I don't know if he's Mexican
or like a Hispanic-y.
Yeah,
I think he's Hispanic. Yeah,
he's Hispanic because he was in the Mexican, like the once.
Narcos.
Narcos switched over to Mexican. The Sinaloa cartel. He's the main guy from that. So
I was picturing like Wakanda when you were talking. That's all.
Well, no, it's like they're all kids though, but it was like they were in a jungle in like South America.
Yeah, it was like, oh, okay, but yeah, I like it so far, but like I said, Jay, I think the production value from the other Disney Plus shows, it's at a much higher level because it's just one of those. It looks gritty. It looks like you could tell like on the other shows like, oh, that's CGI. That's because I forget the name of the thing, but it's basically that they used for Mandalorian that they started doing for all the Disney projects where they basically just had the big TV screens behind them. I mean, they're all.
Oh yeah.
But you could tell after a while, be like, oh, that's just that. But you can tell, like I said, it's very gritty. It's very down not to earth, but down down to earth.
Yeah, I mean
because
it's
can't
in
do that,
the it's kind of in the slums, so you're kind of with the common people on this whole thing, and
Yeah.
you know.
So is okay. Let me ask this question: in the movies A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and in the, at least Return of the Jedi, or fuck, just even A New Hope, is this Andor guy alive?
No, haven't seen Rogue One.
Was Andor in Rogue One?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was like the other main character. You know, he's kind of like the second main character kind of.
well,
thing.
I saw it in the
Or the
theater
main male character.
in 2016. To be honest with you, 2016 was a little foggy for me.
Remember when they had the first scene where the guy is
No.
meeting with the guy and he
No,
Okay. Well,
Okay,
Adam, you're gonna have to come over and we'll watch it again.
with pleasure.
you've got Disney Plus. Turn it on. Yeah, you've got Disney Plus. It's on Disney Plus. Go watch it.
All right. Well, I didn't know he was actually. So here was my thing. It's like, well, he's got to live, right? Because if he dies at the end of this, and then it picks up, like I'm picturing, like, here's the handoff. I'm dead. I've got the ball, and like I'm running. Here are the plans into the R2 unit. I'm dead. And then you're like, I'm running. Here's the fucking New Hope guy.
So spoiler alert. All the main characters in Rogue One die being blasted by the Death Star.
I know that.
Including Andor.
Yeah.
I just didn't know he was there. I had no idea.
Okay, so now
I loved that movie when I saw it. Trust me, I did. There were things I really loved. I've never watched it more than like one and a half times.
My big thing, and I hope Disney doesn't do it, but the reason they made Andor is because K2SO was so popular. And if you look at the cast list, Alan Tudyk's already on there, so we're going to see K2SO.
Well, yeah,
that garbage can looking droid.
No, it's the big.
No, he's the big one. Yeah, he's the big droid. Death robot.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see that specific droid, but obviously we're going to get a bunch of those droids as throwbacks. And anytime Alan Tudyk's in a project, I'm okay with it. But like I said, it turns into a key jingling. Look at this! Oh, remember the.
I remember
the droid. Yeah, everybody remembers.
Member berries.
But you don't remember. Member berries.
Member berries. I remember.
Right. But also, I mean, Andor's the show that I also refer to as the show that literally no one asked for. But at the same time, it's a show where it hits on so many things that I like. The, kind of thriller, suspense. Is he a spy? Who's a spy? Who can you trust? Who can't you trust? That hits on all the notes for me. The big thing that I've noticed through 3 episodes, Jay, if this weren't a Star Wars show, would you even realize it's a Star Wars show?
No.
And that's going to be the biggest thing for me is like, yeah, I mean, it says Star Wars on the banner of the show, but is this actually going to be a Star Wars show, or could you have put this on any generic,
And that's what I mean. We've only had one mention of the Republic, and they didn't even explain what the hell the Republic was. They were running from them like they're scared the hell of them, but we
also
don't know what Republic it was.
Yeah, but also I don't want it to be like, oh, it's a Star Wars, so we're gonna have Jedi and stormtroopers everywhere. I really hope they don't go like that hard into it. But also, I do like some of the things that they do have. Like they do have like the, the privatized corporation, contracted out through the thing. I was like, they're contracted to do security for this planet. I was like, that makes sense. That's something that the Empire would do, and they got to make sure that they keep their contract. So they got to keep the planets in line. So that's stuff that makes sense to me. And it's got one thing is it's famous for. It drops the first shit. So they said shit on Star Wars, which I'm like, okay, cool. Not Adam, not people pooping, but
I was like, what did they do? Poop inside that droid garbage can looking thing? I would have.
Yeah.
I heard he's got some cool little tools though.
Which one?
The droid that looks like a garbage can.
Oh yeah. I don't know if the droid. I don't know if the droid evolution is going forwards or backwards. I don't know. It's just like, man, there's some really crappy looking droids out there.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of them in this so far.
No, just the main red one.
Just Star
Bane?
Wars Wally.
I think it's Star Wars Wally. I think I think you get like Star Trek, the big three of droids. And then I think you get Star Wars. Come pick through this junkyard. There's no official branding here because the Empire will fucking kill us.
We've got the little one that looks like a rectangle that runs around. We've got R2, and we got C-3PO.
The last time we dabbled in artificial intelligence, we ended up saving Anakin Skywalker, and look how well that worked out for us.
See? But yeah, I think that this show's got a long way to go for me to be considered. Yeah, it's a good Star Wars show, but overall, I'm liking what I've seen so far. It's kind of weird though, like, but if okay, so if the show was not called Andor, I couldn't tell you one other character's name.
No,
I know there's important characters, but I can't tell you their name.
But important characters from where? That's my
Well,
problem.
there's the girl that she's kind of in on the whole spying thing, and
I know the Skarsgård's important too.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's the other thing. So Stellan Skarsgård finally kind of comes into the picture in episode 3. Which, first of all, how good is Stellan Skarsgård at just like everything? Like like every time. Like Adam, we talked about like having that TV presence versus having that movie presence. Like Stellan Skarsgård has that. Like when he's on screen, you just immediately go, "Hello." It's like and
he was very unsettling in Dune.
That's what. Oh God, I love that character. It's like you don't even want to look at him.
Yeah,
just like ugh.
You didn't even want to look at him.
He's always kind of damp.
Yeah.
He's eerie in Dune,
yes.
Man. They definitely picked the right person for that part.
That was perfect casting for that. But
yeah.
But yeah, well, that's the other thing. I can't even tell you the character's name in Andor, but he's important. He's looking for fighters, and basically, it looks like he's kind of the ringmaster of spies, and he's trying to track down little do dirt people for his ring. So that's where he picks up an Andor, and there is some of the storytelling elements are pretty good. Because obviously, well, Adam won't remember this, but the first time you meet Andor in Rogue One, he has no problem shooting a guy in the back that he's trying to get information from, and then in the first episode he reluctantly has to kill. So we always know like he has no problem killing, but he's just a little more reluctant at the beginning of Andor versus once the show gets going, because clearly he has no problem killing.
Yeah, he waited 5 seconds.
Yeah, he waited a few seconds, but ultimately he has proven where if you are impeding his progress, he has no problem taking you out. So, and
I'm interested now. Now I'm interested.
So, but I believe the new episodes are coming out every Wednesday. So
yeah, I was just gonna say I think it comes out tomorrow. Yeah.
What makes me interested though is finding out that he was actually a character in Rogue One.
Kind of a big character.
Character. I didn't know.
A very big character.
Anyway, now I want to see Rogue One, and now I want to go back and find out why this guy hates.
Kind of a big character. Enough. He's the only one who gets his own TV show from Rogue One. And I was like, was he even in that movie?
I didn't know he was in it. I just, you hand off to your running back, and sometimes the running back has to toss it on the field so the guy can get a hand, and that's what I thought Rogue One was, the toss. Here, take this, get in the end zone. Yeah, I'm going. And then Andor dies, and the movie starts. That's what I just thought.
Have we seen the same movie?
No. Apparently not. If you're talking about the sweep, the Andor's the quarterback.
Well, all right, I'll tell you what. There was a time in 2016 where I obsessed about sipping drink with ethanol in it, and my liver couldn't quite process it fast enough. So it's a little foggy. 2016.
All right.
So anyway,
that's a great joke. I didn't steal it. That's a joke by George Carlin. He said something about his dad. He's like, yeah, his liver had a problem processing ethanol. talking about his dad.
So Adam's got a little homework to do for Rogue One and catch up a few episodes of Andor. But overall, I'm liking where it's going. I can't quite give it a recommend yet, but I like where it's going. And so far, and I'll say this, it is the second best thing that Disney Plus has put out for Star Wars behind Mandalorian. It sounds like it's a compliment, but it's really not. That's what I think of everything else is Star Wars Disney Plus.
Well, wait.
No,
I
hope they get going on it. That's all. I want to find some stuff out. That's all.
Yeah, well, that's one of the biggest issues with Rings of Power. We're like 5 episodes in, nothing's happened. There's no plot movement. At least there's a little bit. You can tell it's a slow burner for Andor. It picks up. It's picking up. Okay, like there's action. We just hope, that episode 4 continues that action. So, well, right. And have you heard how are they just releasing this episode by episode, or are they releasing this a couple bits at a time? So I've heard some conflicting things on how it's supposed to be released.
What, Andor?
Yeah,
I think it's just one episode.
I don't know. Oh God, my buddy Nick, another Nick, just texted me too. Oh, did you hear the news? It's Wolverine.
Like I'm talking about it on the internet right now.
We are live, as a matter of fact, talking about boiled chicken and how it relates to Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, so they're just going weekly with the releases of with Andor. So that answers that question. Simple Google would have fixed that. So, all right. So that was basically what we want to talk about as far as TV stuff. Adam, let's get to Adam sent over some things.
Yeah, so I have found the Villains Lair, folks.
Yeah, so let's.
And there are some really cool things about the Villains Lair, especially pertaining to one of our favorite characters, the Penguin. So this is how I have it all set. This is how I set it up. You got Julia Newmar here across the table, little cat there. You can see the Otto Preminger, Mr. Freeze, Burgess Meredith, Cesar Romero, Eartha Kitt's there up on the top there, and you got Frank Gorsh and Riddler, and then Batman and Robin on the Bat Cycle. But the thing is, take a look at that Penguin action figure. Nick, did you buy the Penguin from McFarlane Toys?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we all know that there is a no gun rule for DC action figures, right? And so
of course we do. Sorry.
So when I bought the Penguin action figure, he did not come with the umbrella. Okay.
What?
Oh.
He did not come with, because the umbrella is a machine gun.
It's a gun. Yeah.
Right. So it didn't come with it.
Depends on what umbrella he grabs.
This is the Mattel, Penguin. This is the Mattel umbrella that came with it. I would like you guys to see that Penguin right there is the McFarlane Penguin. It has an umbrella in its hand. And there's nothing wrong with putting an umbrella in a little vase inside of a Villains Lair package and telling your people at home, I got you the umbrella, guys. I got you the umbrella. Thank you, Todd. Thank you very much. That is that is a Todd McFarlane fucking umbrella in his hand.
I say, did Todd put one in the gun pack?
No, but he put one in that vase that you see over there in the corner.
That's awesome.
So he gave us that. Now, he couldn't give us the cigarette. Mattel did give us the cigarette years ago, but, whatever. That's a win. That's a sneak in there. Because the action figure did not come with that. You have to buy it to get this.
All right, let me know when you want to move on.
All right, let's move on here. You can see a little close up here, a little closer up. So it's foggy because it's my shitty cell phone camera, but that'll change.
I love how Adam treats all the women in his all the cat women in his pictures here. Be like, what do you think of them? Be like,
it's the 60s, buddy. It's the 60s. And I didn't have Eartha Kitt in it at first because I couldn't justify 2 Catwomen occupying the same time and the same place at once. And then I realized it's my imagination. Julie Newmar saved Eartha Kitt from some stupid thing, and she's her own Catwoman, so of course they could be together. I just made it up and wrote the story. Next slide. So there we go, a little closer up. Look at the detail of Otto Preminger's face here. He is also a German actor / director, probably a Nazi. And you got Cesar Romero here, Joker. What the fuck do you think?
You can't just throw that out.
Well, what do you think he was? I mean, he was an old man in 1966.
We don't know.
Sure. We don't know.
Next thing we know, he's going to be labeled a Nazi all over the internet.
Hey, we could use the subscribers. Not Nazi subscribers. Not Nazi subscribers.
That's like saying, oh, I assume he was a husband in the 50s. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he beat his wife.
Not in the 50s. Maybe in the 70s. I'm kidding. 50s, not in the 70s. All right, what do we got next? All right, so there you go. There's the Riddler. There's our awesome umbrella next to the in the other room is where they kept Bruce Wayne in the movie. And so they were listening in on this device here next to the Penguin. And you got your Penguin food, your private jokes, and private this and that. You can go to the next slide if you like. And I threw that in there for the folks at home. If you remember Batman cereal from 1989, I found somebody on eBay who shrinks stuff.
That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah. And then the next one's for fun. There you go. Now, I've been promising the folks at home a good look at Bane. And so, I put this together for us tonight. So the good folks at home can see what the McFarlane Bane looks like. You want to go? All right, this is fine. This is him. There we go. 3 Jokers. The clown? No, criminal. No,
We'll need
criminal.
that one.
The comedian. This is the comedian. GameStop exclusive. 3 Jokers comedian from, of course, The Killing Joke with the McFarlane deluxe action figure Bane. Go to the next slide if you like. There you go. He's going to shoot him in the face because, of course, it's funny. And then we've got Bane again with probably another, I think, Superman in the next slide. No, Nightfall Bane.
Yeah.
Well, this is the greatest Bane figure there ever was until this one came out. In my opinion, this is the DC Direct Nightfall. It's actually the actual line is called Nightfall. So there's a Catwoman, there's a Nightwing, there's a Azrael Batman. So this is just to kind of compare the two to see, obviously I think it looks like McFarlane Toys really wins on this one.
Oh, yeah. Well, and just on the scale, the proper scale, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see just how much bigger that is than the original Bane.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, there's some Legends of the Dark Knight Bane out there. There's some Batman the Animated Series Banes out there. But to me,
Legends of the Dark Knight Bane was one of my favorites. I had that one for a long time. I don't know what happened to it, but
that was a very cool Bane. I agree.
Is that the one that had the ponytail?
Yes. Yeah. And Bane did have a ponytail, I think, at one point. Very 90s. He had that,
Today would have been a man bun.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Next slide.
Yeah, next slide. Must have struck him funny.
Right.
And there we go. Page Puncher Superman next to Bane. I don't know. I really like this Page Puncher Superman. I do got to make the blue deeper on him, though.
I think the blue is a touch off. Like you said, it needs to be a little more blue. I think it's a little too on the pale muted side, but
yeah.
So I told Patrick this, and I could be wrong. Was he doing that kind of as like the original like comic books, how like muted and a little color variation there were with the original comic book pages?
No, I think
like you get Batman was green too.
I think it had to do with the way that particular comic that comes with these figures is actually illustrated and colored. I think they're colored that way in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If the next slide, though, you'll see.
Yeah, that's better.
That's the blue I
Yeah.
wish he had, but that's the McFarlane Toys Action Comics 1000 Superman.
But
And
the S is bigger. Yeah, but S is
Yeah.
way bigger too.
see, he looks like he's a Superman that just kind of stepped out of every day, and he looks like he stepped off the page.
Yeah.
But there he is compared to Bane. And the next one, I think we have Batman Allfather. Yeah.
Yep.
Batman Allfather, which
And that's well, that should put it in the scale because that's a big figure too. But that Bane is still towering over that. That Bane's a huge freaking figure.
exactly.
How-
And now
Adam, how much is he?
same price as
40.
like $40. Same price
Is he
as
40?
like
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam Smasher and all them. Did you guys know that the Batmobile isn't a fucking vehicle? It's actually Batman.
Yeah. Patrick
Yeah.
told me that.
Yeah, it's his conscious downloaded into her spirit, conscious downloaded into the machine. He's one of the dark multiverse.
Oh, I didn't know he's part of the dark multiverse.
There's way more than just the figures they've released.
But it's also
Oh,
probably
yeah.
one of the most panned toys that McFarlane's put out recently.
Panned? You mean like failed?
Maybe not panned is not the correct one, but also like people are like, what the hell's this?
Yeah. Now I didn't know I wanted it, but anyway.
See, it's how they get you.
So yeah, we go. The next one is just another Allfather shot with him. A little clearer, a little bit closer up. But the next shot is with the New 52 Dark Side, to put it into perspective.
Why don't you put it in some guy's crotch? Oh, there it is.
So there's the New 52 Dark
Jeez,
Side.
how big is that?
Now
That
that's
dark side's huge.
How big is that?
6-inch scale. 6-inch scale. Superman to that is 6 inches tall.
Yeah, but I mean, how tall is that? Is that 18 inches?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the New 52, my friend, where we are not woke. We are all badass, and nobody liked us. I was right.
And that's it.
That's it.
All right.
So yeah.
All right. I do have some toys to show.
Nice. I know you got a whole room full of toys to show over there, Jay. Soon you got to get ready to show
Oh,
off.
I do.
Jay's gonna have to show us his. Oh yes.
Oh, sweet.
And it's got a lot of cool accessories. I thought this was kind of like a staff Cobra, but I mean it could be, but also it's all bendy, so it's got a wire
it's like
inside,
a real
so you
Cobra.
so you can bend it to any shape that you're
Oh, that's sweet.
and then it's got a couple different heads. They're over there. Worry about that in a second. But also his. Oh, hold on. Let me grab his nunchuck.
Yeah, your sister got me into a totally different one. She made me go down a rabbit hole. The Star Wars Micro Universe
Oh no.
or Micro Galaxy. Oh yeah, I got the Millennium Falcon and Slave One already.
So these are the nunchucks.
Oh, I was gonna say
I don't know what these are called, but
unks. Unkchucks.
nunchucks. Nunchuck groove chuck.
Unkchucks.
And
Yeah.
then, and then the head. And plus, like I said, it comes with a few different hands, and plus it comes with extra bandages. I was like, that's pretty neat.
Now tell the
Mecca
folks at
makes it
home,
so hard.
and JT, I don't know if you know this either, Jay, but tell the folks at home what the Universal Monster Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are kind of like based off of. Like what started that? Why Ninja Turtles and why monsters?
What do you mean?
No, Nick, I'm asking Nick to tell the folks at home.
Why? I don't know, because they're cool.
Because the suits from the original movies were decaying so bad. They looked scary.
That's right. Yeah.
They look,
You know the story better than I do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the picture started to surface online. Nick, are you going to bring up one of the pictures of the suits?
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Oh,
once
that's
Nick brings
cool.
up the picture of the original, and you can wait till you see it. It'll fucking give you nightmares, But wait till you see this thing. It's dope as hell.
Neck is killing me because they make it so hard not to
Dude,
want to get those.
I didn't even want.
Oh my lord!
So that's what they look like. This one.
Hold on.
This one's from TMNT 3.
Comparison.
Oh damn!
Yeah. So, I mean, it's literally just like that. And then let's see if there's some other ones here. So,
there's the Wrath.
Yeah.
Yes, they are the things that nightmares are made of. That's for sure.
So yeah, just over all the time, all that foam decomposing and drying out. Yeah. They've got the 2-pack, Casey Jones, April O'Neil, and they've got the 2-pack of Splinter and Shredder from the original movie at my local Walmart right now.
Yeah, those have been floating around. Those haven't been as hard to find as I thought. They've got the Frankenstein's Bride, April O'Neil at my Target right now. I was going to pull the trigger on it, but I'm going to wait until if it's still there Friday, I'll grab it. But it's also not the most favorite in the line. I mean, it's still a great looking figure.
All right, show us your Spawn Alley. He's got to show us Spawn Alley. Yeah.
All right, give me a second here.
Are we going on the road? We're going on. We're
No,
traveling.
No, not far.
Remember when McFarlane Toys first came out? Their very first wave had a playset, Spawn Alley. Well, Jason bought it at Sergeant Red's. And
Yes,
he did it upright, sir.
All right.
And then,
actually, I put a very nice modern twist on it because hold on, I gotta. I can't turn the camera around here. Hold on. So.
damn.
So that's I got a lot of the new characters on it, all the modern characters, and I kind of have the Scorched over here. So.
What do you make of that? Nick?
Yeah.
So what is
Mega Spawn does good.
What's that, Nick?
I say we do have a Sam and Twitch there. They did. I know Adam wants to know that they are coming out with a new Sam and Twitch.
Yes.
That was recently announced.
Yeah, like a couple days ago.
Do we know what that's based off? Because that's not comic. Well, it might be a comic, but it might be a different comic. But because the ones Jay you've got, those are the comic accurate ones.
Yeah, these are like the original ones. This is the first one. Then Sam and Twitch had a big. I think they were huge in Curse of Spawn.
Okay.
So that was like the big one they were in, and I know they make a Curse of Spawn Sam and Twitch as well. It's when he started doing a lot of the art of stuff.
Right.
So that's when he did those.
So those are Art of Spawn back there.
No,
Nick, what about you?
Hold on, let me
What's that?
pull up the ones that he just.
Your Sam and Twitch or Art of Spawn?
No.
Right, Jay?
No, my Sam and Twitch are the originals. They're
Okay.
they're part of like series 2 or 3.
Oh,
Yes, yeah, those
So-
are the comic book ones. So these are the ones that they just announced, but it doesn't say anything from.
Yeah, I don't know which ones those are from yet.
Just says from Spawn. So
dude, that looks like our buddy Mark from Little Caesars. Like older and ready to shoot a motherfucker. You remember Mark, right?
yeah, well, yeah, okay, yeah. Now I remember.
Damn, I want those.
No, that's.
Oh, I know, I do too.
That's good.
Oh, and I'll tell you right now, I got a couple more. So like, so Shawnette and Patrick got me a couple Art of Spawn figures. They got me Cygor versus Cygor versus Spawn, and then the Al Simmons versus Spawn.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I got those up too.
On the move again.
Sorry. So
Oh yeah. Nice.
We've kind of made our Art of Spawn shelves now. That's the Sigor verse Spawn, which it's absolutely wicked. And then the one I actually even like more is the Al Simmons verse Spawn.
Nice.
So
are those
yeah,
like those aren't figures? Those are more statues, right?
these are more statues. Yeah, he did these more statues. They don't move at all, and like he's on, it's like Sigor and Spawn are on posts for that one.
Right.
But like, actually, the one in the back here, that's the Dark Knight. I think that's version 2. It's kind of weird because the figure doesn't move, but the horse is really posable. So
interesting.
And then I always have the Dark Knights up.
Yeah, I've got a shelf just dedicated to them now.
I still need my last. I need the GameStop Joker to complete my 3 Jokers, and I also told my son, I was like, I need my comic back. I need my trade paperback because I have plans for those.
So you had a little McFarlane toy to show us, don't you, there, Nick? Yeah, baby.
So we'll do a little bit of an unboxing.
All this means is I can collect the other line now of the animated series. Great.
Right?
He
No
texts
money,
me.
no problem.
He texts me a picture of his wife holding one of these. And I was like, oh, awesome. He goes, they have 2. I'm like,
I'm a good friend.
No. Thank you. Exactly.
The other one's sitting right here, like a little puppy waiting for its owner to come get him.
Yeah. I can't believe you found that out in the wild. That's the thing.
And I told, and that's the thing, because I told my wife, because she's like, seriously? I'm like, she's like 2, and I'm like, this is the only one I would do this for. Like I said, I was not expecting to find these, especially where I live. I was not expecting to find these in the wild.
Oh,
it turns out that where you live is pretty plentiful.
That's a great place, yes.
On occasion, we get some stuff, and I try and make sure I get there.
Jay, did you get to
pick
the
Asbat up there?
Yeah, did you just pick up the Asbat? Okay.
Yep.
I'm not telling you where I live. I can't get my stuff.
I already know where you live.
Not you. Not you.
We found it out. We found it out last year.
Finally got the base out here.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. That looks great.
What the fuck, man?
So we've got our Batman figure, which is not exactly the same as the other animated figure because his cape goes sideways like that, like the blowing wind. And then you got a grappling hook, battering, and a spare set of fists there. So
Guy still looks good though.
It's one of, I would argue this is the best looking Batman. I'll fight that battle.
Art is subjective, my friend. I'm not getting into that, especially over McFarlane figures. We can get into the this is the best non-McFarlane Batman figure ever. I'll buy you that. I'm not getting into it with McFarlane though.
I have a whole bat shelf.
Because even if I don't particularly want the figure, it's still a fucking awesome figure. Like, I don't have Hazmat Man. I probably never will. But it's still awesome.
I'll tell you, Adam, you might remember this. I've only had one Batman poster in my life. But that was the 6-foot Asbat poster.
You did have that, didn't you?
I did have, and that's the only Batman poster I've ever bought.
Did I have the Caitlin Fairchild one? I don't think so.
I had that one as well. That was on the ceiling.
Quack, quack. Oh. Oh shit!
God, he looks good, man.
Now can you? Yep.
That's too cool.
You turn it on. It doesn't play music, right?
No, just in my head.
Okay, I don't know. I wow. I saw on Instagram people pointing the camera at that, playing the animated series music. You'd have that figure in it. Then in the next clip, you'd have a different Batman figure, and the next clip, a different Bat figure, and the next, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So. Yeah, we'll be making a video for this coming up here soon. Even the, I mean, just the scale of the, like the skew of the buildings, like it's just.
Yeah, I mean it's that last shot in the animated series.
So. It's awesome.
Winner, chicken dinner. That thing's. Yeah, I was. Like I said, that's one of those. It was a good thing. It was payday weekend, and yeah, just happened to find him because yep, you're coming home with me.
Yeah, fantastic! Can't wait to man.
So one thing, Adam, let's have a little fun. We don't usually, not that we don't like to have fun here, but Jade, have you seen the video that we posted for the mummy, the Michelangelo mummy figure?
Oh God, I can't remember if I did. I think I know I watched a couple of those, and I can't remember if I saw the mummy or not.
Yeah,
play it.
I said, well, that's what I'm gonna do. So. I want to pick up what I want to do. Let me do what I want to do. All right, we'll just have to play it from our Instagram, so we'll do that.
Aha, Catwoman. For you to use your cat karate on me, I would have to attack, and I won't.
Hey guys, back with another action figure review. My name's Nick. Jay, can you hear that? Nick and Am. Today we are reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Universal Monsters. Michelangelo as the Mummy. Ultimate action figure. Through ancient dust and pizza crust lurks Michelangelo as the Mummy. Unbelievable turtle terror waits. Mikey comes to life. Is it dead or alive? The party dude is out of his tomb. Beware the curse of Cowabunga. You've been warned. I love this line of figures. This is the latest Michelangelo's Mummy. We have Leonardo as a hunchback, and we have Raph as Frankenstein. This line's a lot of fun, and so let's open it up and see what's going on. What is... What's going...
That was the night of the storm.
That's weird. Yeah. So, it's like something bit me. So, sorry about that. Let's continue on with the review here. So, let's...
Oh, God, that's awesome.
Let's see what... That's weird. There's supposed to be a action figure in here. Not sure. Give me one. So dumb.
That's awesome. Something bit me.
All right, guys, back with another action figure review. My name's Nick with the little bit of fun today.
That was awesome. No, I didn't see that one.
Loved it.
I can't remember which one I watched. I just watched one. I can't remember.
So, but we'll be having a proper quick review for that one. So, because yeah, that's I don't remember when the Donatello is supposed to be coming out, but that whole line is so freaking cool.
You know which one Donnie is?
He's Invisible Man.
Oh yeah. How many are out so far? There's Mike, Raph's out. Is Leo out?
Raph, Leo, Mikey, April, and I believe that's it. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I think the rest of them are probably coming out next year. So,
yeah. Well, I'm waiting on the Universal Monsters Dracula now. That's supposed to be in the next few weeks.
Can we just talk about how, Jay? I know you're talking about like how good are those freaking figures? Like, I don't even want them, but when I see them, I'm like, those are freaking so good.
Patrick just got the thing, the movie, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive
Oh,
one.
really? Was that the 40th anniversary one?
I think that might have been it too. Yeah, where it's just the faces lighting up with the figure.
Yeah.
It's just, oh my god, man! They're so cool. They're super posable. They look great.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, NECA's doing a great job on their stuff. I mean, it's amazing if you ask me.
I saw a new one yesterday.
Which one?
Which one?
There's a 2-pack. I'm pretty sure it's new. I've never seen it. It's a 2-pack. Sarah Connor, John Connor, Terminator 2.
Oh,
and she is like Sarah fucking Connor, and this is Edward Furlong, John Connor, and I only had one, and I was thinking about getting it, but there was a big chip missing out of John Connor's nose, so I was like, I'm not gonna. I'll just wait. It'll be in abundance anyway, but it looks really good.
Yeah, and talk about a line that could get out of hand very quickly is their Predator line too. Like every time I see it, I'm like, oh my goodness.
I just don't know which is
like.
If they come out with the Prey one, I'm gonna need that one though, because that Prey Predator is freaking awesome.
There's some of those Predators that just absolutely skyrocketed in price too.
Oh yeah. Well, they re-release a ton of them. So if anybody needs some, go check out my Target, because they've got a boatload of Predators.
Do they make Schwarzenegger as Dutch?
They did. They did, but they did it a while ago, and I know that figure. I think that figure is pretty hard to find.
We're a big bad toy store. Big bad toy store, right?
Speaking of big bad toy store, let me freaking see another.
Oh, dude, you can put stuff in Donnie's or Leo's back.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
But there's a new turtle, Ninja Turtle robot thing.
What?
Yeah, right here. Say, what do you guys think of this one?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Oh shit,
that thing looks wicked.
Patrick would like that.
Oh yeah, he's the one that showed me.
Patrick would be all over that one. He loves.
Oh, he's so into Gundams, it's not even funny.
Oh, that poor kid.
Oh yeah, that poor kid. All right, and he buys the model kits. He don't buy the already put together ones. He's nuts about those.
But yeah, I saw this. I was like, this thing's freaking wicked.
Yeah, that thing's awesome. That reminds me of a variant Play Arts one. Have you ever seen any of those?
I apologize to everyone at home. Sorry, go ahead.
There's so many damn turtle. Talk about a line that just. There seems to be no regulation on the turtle line. Like everybody's just making so many turtle stuff. I'm pretty sure it's stuff that's not even, officially licensed. People are just making turtle stuff like crazy.
Oh my god, man! He's only $85. That's not bad.
You have to be more specific, my friend.
Dutch. There's a couple of them.
I said,
holy shit, man!
I thought there was a few Dutches, but
what have I been doing with my life?
Dude, you don't want to go down this rabbit hole. You don't want to do it.
No.
Yeah, but I like Schwarzenegger. Like I want, and I want a Rambo too. And I want a Rambo, and I want a Rocky, and I want all of it. No.
Oh my God, my only saving grace is the fact that I jumped down the Transformers rabbit hole long ago. So that's
Oh,
the only
geez.
reason I haven't like jumped into a lot of the NECA stuff. I mean, I got the gargoyles, but
Yeah.
oh
gotta stay in
Jesus,
that lane.
I'd be broke as a joke if I started jumping into like the turtles and stuff
Well,
like
that's
that.
dude. I didn't even want the damn Universal, the monster ones. I didn't want those. I saw them. I'm like, son of a bitch, men. I was like, damn it. Because even the April, like, I was like, like, I like, we get into the, we were talking earlier about like the relationship stuff. Like, April's fine, but she's not a turtle, but it's like,
Right.
Yeah,
but
but
I
she's
see
a
her and I'm like,
very, very important supporting character.
Yeah.
she is, but also I was like, still a great looking figure, and it's a figure based off of I forget the actress's name from the movie, but yeah.
Yes. Well, and that's where I'm screwed because I want to finish the movie line, and I also want to finish it while I'm still paying retail prices. But like they got her as the
and
Bride
that's
of
the
Frankenstein,
problem.
so it's like Halloween movie turtles. Damn it.
Well, that's the problem when they release the 2-pack, because the 2-packs are a minimum of $60. So
I know.
Yeah, we'll just start having to go all in. Have multiple people go all in on all these figures, and then we'll just pass them around like the Stanley Cup. Oh, here, you get 2 months. You get 2 months.
yeah, take a picture with your baby and move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Speaking of stuff, Jay, have you seen the HasLab, the new HasLab for the Robbie Reyes? Was it Engine of Vengeance? What do you
Oh
think?
yeah, it looks really cool. I mean, I like the way it looks.
But I think the price point is
what's
terrible.
Yeah, what'd you say? What
350.
I think. Oh
350.
yeah, that's
Way too high.
yeah, yeah.
At least $100 over what it should be. And
Yeah,
I gotta check
but
out.
it's got to be close. I know it's really close to getting funded, but it's just one. It seems to be one of those like, yeah, I think, and Adam and I have talked about it a little bit before, but I think they got a little bit too, too big for the britches because they had so much success with the Hiss.
Yeah, but is it too big for your britches, or is it just somebody out there throwing shit to a wall? Because who thought of the fucking lightsaber? Whose idea was that? Whoever thought of the fucking lightsaber is the same person that thought of this.
Well, that's the problem, because I think each it's all under the Hasbro HasLab thing, but like the Star Wars, I assume it's broken up by different IPs. But yeah, whoever's been doing the Star Wars line for HasLab has been dropping the ball, because they dropped the Rancor and that stupid lightsaber, and then but the GI Joe line has been absolutely killing it, because they had the F-14 that I don't remember how far that got. I don't know if it reached all the stretch goals, but I mean, I don't know if there's a record for breaking as far as HasLab stuff go, but the Hiss had to come really close to breaking it. And,
oh God, yeah, that thing was awesome though. That was a real home run there, man. That thing was just wicked.
Yeah, that was you marketed that thing perfectly, because it's such a unique thing, a unique concept, but also like all the stretch goals were so like seemed totally worth it. Where this one seems, where Adam, you and I were talking earlier today, where forgive me, who's the you're watching, what YouTuber was it that was talking about the Brad?
Shartimus Prime.
Yeah, Shartimus Prime.
Go over to Shartimus Prime's channel and watch him talk about the review on the Bratz car. I can't remember the total, but it's a
Bratz car.
Yeah, but it's a 12. It's a 1/12 scale plastic car, just like that is. It fits all your Marvel Legends in it. All you have to do is take the Bratz sticker off of it, and you got yourself a badass car. It's got a 5-speed clutch that you can actually move the stick around in with how like the stick shifts all have those leather bags on them. It's got that. It's got the clutch, the gas brake, the pedal. Dude, the dude's putting in Spider-Man, and he's putting in all of his Marvel Legends figures into it. And the damn thing's a $40 car. Okay? If I had the money just to blow, I'd own like 50 of these and paint them different colors and have like a whole traffic city going on. It's sweet. And and this price of $350 for this with a bunch of resin effects added to it. I mean, lighting is a huge thing of making this display even work.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it's necessarily going to look just like that once you pull it out of the box.
No,
it can't unless you put an LED on it.
Unless it's got them in there.
That's something that we should really look into here.
Yeah, I mean, we should look into that. Now, listen to me. Here's my thing. If you're going to pick Ghost Rider to do a HasLab on, like
Don't
you
do
mentioned,
a Robbie Reyes.
well, it's okay. If you're gonna do Robbie Reyes, at least do the actual fucking car. Don't make it a generic muscle car, because Robbie Reyes drives a specific car. We mentioned that in last week's episode.
Right.
Okay.
So
he had a Charger, didn't he?
Yeah. So real quick.
Yeah.
Vehicle fully equipped with 20 LEDs for scorching hellfire light effects in tires, engine, grill, tailpipes, and driver's seat headrest. So,
well, at least it has that. Good. I'm glad you looked up the specs, Nick, because I was talking out of my ass, I guess, for a second. But
well, no, you said that, and I'm like, yeah, it looks badass. But I was like, when you get it set up, is it gonna do that? Which, thank God, at least, hey, that helps the burden of the 350, but still not enough.
All right, let me ask you this though: was the '80s version of Knight Rider car any better or any worse than this? That fucking thing talked, and it lit up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know how many. If I've only got a few Ghost Rider comics in my collection, it's not many, if at all. But that's not what. First of all, that's not what I think of when I think of Ghost Rider. If I'd have gone Ghost Rider, I would have gone motorcycle.
But if you're trying to do something different, the horse, maybe.
Right.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. You know what to make, and you could charge $350 for it if you wanted to. If you made it a 3-pack with, the horse motorcycle and the car, now that'd be a thing. That'd be a hell of a thing.
Yeah, and then you could have your different tiers and everything. No, I'm looking at Knight Rider, Jared Toys, metals. What's a 132? All this is die-cast metal, and it's not this expensive.
Well, that's part of the problem. That's what a lot of people are saying. Is like, I can go get that die-cast, a better rendition of that car for cheaper.
Jada Toys, Elite RC, Fast and Furious, 1/12 scale, Dom's Dodge Charger with turbo, $71 on the aftermarket.
Yeah,
and it's 1/12 scale.
Yeah, so
most of those times you can find Greenlight cars. Greenlight makes a lot of those in Revel. They make a lot of them, and they're all die cast.
Yeah. So it just doesn't.
The
price doesn't make sense.
I think it's gonna make it. I mean, it's already got almost 5,500 backers for its 9,000 backer goal, but I think it's gonna be a little tighter than they're expecting, and they've already said that the first stretch goal one is gonna be Mephisto, which is kind of like, I don't think they wanted to make the Mephisto as one of the stretch goals that early. That seems like one of the 2 or 3 or 4 stage step goals for.
Spectre Creative. Spectre Creative talked about that as one of the stretch goals and how much he was responsible for bringing us Masters of the Universe classics from Mattel, and if it wasn't for the Matty Creative back then with his team, and we got that Castle Grayskull, we wouldn't have HasLab today and all that kind of stuff. They really pioneered that shit. But what he's saying is, everybody wants this Mephisto action figure. And the hard thing about putting out a Mephisto action figure is you're literally putting out a figure of Satan. It's a tough call. You're putting out a Satan action figure. And he's a Jewish guy. He always makes, little jokes about himself when it comes to anytime the religious topic comes up. He goes, but the reality is, from a toy maker's perspective, you're trying to sell to kids, right? And you're going to make a figure basically
that's the devil.
That's the devil. He goes, and that's the problem. That's the problem Hasbro's always had with Mephisto. And now to make him one of these tiers, it just seems like, well, we got Mephisto. Come on, don't you want it? So,
like I said, I think it's
And
still going to make
McFarlane
it.
does it with Spawn all the time.
Yeah. He's getting ready to make Omega Spawn now too, and Plague, and they're all devilish figures. He's made Malboja before
because he does what the fuck he wants.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, they're hell spawns.
Yeah.
Hell spawns.
Hell.
So, Adam, I know you kind of touched on it for a second. They are doing the 4-pack. We were talking about earlier today. The 4-pack of what are the He-Man stuff way better than I do, but the 4-pack of
it's the 40th anniversary.
Yeah, the 40th anniversary stuff.
40th anniversary He-Man by Mattel Creations. This isn't something I would want to get my hands on because I am not a Masters of the Universe Origins collector. I think those toys are awesome, but I like the Masterverse stuff. Masterverse is in the scale of the McFarlane DC Multiverse stuff and the NECA stuff that I collect. But if you're a vintage toy lover and that kind of a collector, and you want that nostalgia feel how I used to play, then the Masters of the Universe Origins are the way for you to go. Just like it would be for like the old school, the new retro play G.I. Joes. That being said, they want $150 for 4 of these action figures, which are only like $17.99 at retail anyway. The first one is supposed to look like He-Man stepped off of the Filmation page, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. The second one is supposed to be the New Adventures of He-Man that chronicles his adventures in space. And then the third one is the 2000X Mike Young He-Man. So that would be the one that we all kind of like beloved from the early 2000s. Jay, that's the one you were watching online that I introduced to you. And the fourth one, I think, is that one from the movie, Nick? I don't remember what the fourth one is the new Netflix animated show. Yeah. So that's the new Netflix animated show, and we didn't get to see
not Revelations.
Not Revelations. It's called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe on Netflix. And then the original one back here, this first one is supposed to be He-Man and the Masters of the Universe from Filmation. They want $150 for this. I mean, his face is great.
Well, that's so far the biggest complaint because, on the old Facebooks, I'm on there and looking, and I'm like, well, I'll see what people are saying, and everybody's like, you could not have missed the mark harder if you were trying to with this pricing. That's the number one complaint. It's like, dude, like you said, these are $18 figures. You can't upcharge. What is that upcharge? Double?
Yeah. I mean,
you're essentially doubling the figure because hey, it's 40th anniversary. We're putting all together. Be like that. Maybe
are the weapons diecast?
So
because there is a Masterverse 2-pack I did that comes with 2-pack weapons.
Premium. It doesn't say.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Yeah, they're just $18 figures that they're literally trying to charge double for.
Oh, that's some bullshit, though. You mean the only way I'm ever going to get that sword is if I buy this? A lot of you out there don't know this, but that power sword right there that he was holding in his hand. Yep, it shows it connected to the sword. You see that? See how the two side wings are connected? They haven't made it like that since the 80s. So that's irritating. But other than that's not a $150 solution, though. Wow. No, it's even got a sheath on his back?
Yeah.
Very impressive figure. Look. I'm on it, man. I am. I really am. But
unless you come into some money,
McFarlane's killing them all.
That's where with
McFarlane's killing them all.
Yeah, with the economy and all that, everybody's trying to say, "Oh, this change your price and all that." McFarlane's like, "Nah, man. Nope. We're gonna keep everything
keep it that way as long as I can.
As long as he's not, he might even be losing. He won't be losing money, but yeah, he's just like until I can't. I will not change my prices.
Yeah.
Where you had like Hasbro and some of the other people literally like overnight for products that were already on the shelf jacking up their prices because of materials and all that stuff. Like I know, Clownfish did a video a while ago where you would know the Transformer stuff went up overnight, like
Oh my God, yeah.
10, $15.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Adam, what were you saying?
Oh no. Bring up the 40th anniversary 2-pack.
All right.
This is the one that's going to be in scale with McFarlane DC Multiverse and McFarlane Spawn and all that. This is the one that I could. Oh, what? Anyways,
Hello.
Wondar is back. Hey, they have an original Wondar at Sergeant Red's.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. There's a long story behind that. He's selling it. I think he's selling it for $2,900.
Oh, Jesus.
Something like that.
That sounds about like the Spawn statue.
Yeah.
So, all right, I don't know. I'm gonna Google. Was it the Mattel He-Man?
Scroll down a bit. I got stuck on Wondar. Maybe I missed it. Sorry.
I didn't see it. It's just got the 4 decades for heroes, the tiny little fellas there. The house that evil built, the Eternia playset coming soon still. Camel Khan figure coming soon.
Okay, you're right. I guess yeah. Right. I guess you gotta check something else out. I don't know why it's not there.
What are we looking for? The 40th anniversary 2-pack?
Yeah.
Or
40th anniversary 2-pack, Masters of the Universe.
I hate to do this, guys, but I got to bow out. I got to get ready for work. So,
all right, sir. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, man. Be safe out there.
Yep. Take care. Thanks. Have a good night, guys. We'll see
later,
you,
brother. Bye.
All right, bye.
That one right there.
There it is.
So I don't even know what this is. I just
okay. So this
I don't know. I don't know what StockX is.
You don't know what StockX is?
No.
I don't know what it is either. But this is the San Diego Comic-Con 40th anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Can you get closer shots of the figures or no? Yeah, see how they're more in line with what we're looking at?
Yep.
And if you can...
I don't know if that's a market play. Last sale 160. So that's what... Apparently that's the...
Oh, it's aftermarket. This is way sold out.
Yeah. I know, that's what I was saying. So secondary market, that's... Like I said, I don't know what StockX is, but I'm just going off of what it says on their website. So last sale was 160 for this, which I'm not sure what they're going for on the old eBay or Amazon, but
they're going for 160, or not much more than that. They were $80 and they came out $40 a piece. But if you go through it, if you click on the figures, I can show you right down there. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. There's your 7-inch buck. 7-inch buck right there. He-Man's a little bit better to explain. Click on He-Man. All of those weapons are die-cast metal. And the around his calves right there, the fur around his calves and his loincloth, it's all flocked, yeah. So already just for me a better looking figure.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
Whether it's worth the secondary market, who knows?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second there. Hold on. Can you give me a minute?
Sure.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute. I got to return.
Okay. Not sure what he's going to do, but so one of the things that we're planning on doing coming up, I believe on Thursday, we are going to have another roundtable for some of the shows that we're talking about. So we're going to be talking about Rings of Power, House of the Dragon, and I think we're going to add in Andor into that mix. So check that out. Hopefully we can get together this Thursday for you coming up. If not, we'll reschedule it. But that's what we're planning on. Hopefully we'll have Danny on. I'm not sure if we'll have Jerry on for that, but we are going to, that's what we're trying to do. We're going to get together another group for Roundtable. Adam, I was just talking about. So hopefully on Thursday, We're going to try and do that with the roundtable of for Rings of Power, House of the Dragon, and we're going to add Andor into the mix. So
I didn't go anywhere. I hear everything. It looked like you got something disturbed you while you were talking, though.
possibly.
Look down, Nick. His phone went off. He doesn't know it.
No, because I'm doing a show. I'm professional.
He's professional like that. See, I had to return a text, but shit I didn't want to say on air.
Didn't want it to go on the old internet. So
Yeah, I didn't want 160 on the internet.
all right, my friend. I think it's time to wrap up. We've been going. Actually, we're going longer than we normally have, but
I know, an hour and 45 minutes tonight. Two
yeah,
if you count the pre-show.
longer than that. Hopefully, I think we got all the stuff they were talking about before. But there is a couple of things that I did want. Like I said, the Deadpool 3 stuff kind of threw us off a little bit, but maybe stuff we'll get into on Thursday. Is Kathleen Kennedy actually on the way out of? Who knows? Actually, on her way out at Disney or Lucasfilm. A lot of rumors circulating, not just like the usual internet rumors, but actual like resources in the media of Hollywood are kind of saying, yeah, it's about time. There's some there's definitely some rumors that she very well this is her swan song coming up very soon. So we'll get into that on Thursday. But if you want to see what we're going to be talking about on our show, at the bottom of the screen there, over there, you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram at The Escape with Nick and Adam. And you can also obviously check out the channel here over on YouTube. And if you've not subscribed, please give us a chance. Let us earn your subscription. And if you want to take our show with you anywhere you want to go, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music, which also means we are on Audible. So, all right, Adam, is there any final words you have for the people?
If you're a ghost and I didn't ask you to haunt me, don't haunt me.
Good night, America.
Good night.